There's a man in his late 50s sitting quietly at a cafe. No flashy clothes, no loud voice. Yet somehow every woman who walks past notices him. Not because he's trying, but because he's not invisible. Thought, and that's the fear most men carry as they age, that slow fade into the background. But here's what younger men don't understand. He has an advantage they don't even know exists. He doesn't chase attention. He creates gravity. This is not about pickup lines. It's not about clever words or rehearsed scripts. As Esther Perel explains, attraction isn't built through performance. It's built through emotional tension and curiosity. This is not dating advice. This is pattern recognition. What you're about to hear operates beneath logic, beneath words. It taps into something far older than conversation. And today I'm going to show you 7 questions, not lines, not tricks, but subtle psychological doorways that shift how she experiences you. Now listen carefully. Because number 4 is the one men always misunderstand. If these hidden patterns are already starting to click for you, do one thing right now, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The men who lock in early are the ones who actually change the game. Let quotes begin. The first mistake most men make is asking surface-level questions. What do you do? Where are you from? How was your day? These aren't wrong, but they're empty, predictable, safe in the worst possible way. What her mind reads isn't curiosity. It reads routine. There's no emotional movement, no spark. The translation happening in her subconscious is simple. This man is like every other conversation she's had today. And attraction doesn't grow in sameness. The shift is subtle. Instead of asking what she does, you ask, what's something about your work that actually excites you? Not what you're supposed to say, but what genuinely pulls you in. Now pause. Let her think. That pause matters more than the question itself, because now she's not answering, she's revealing. And when a woman reveals something real, she begins associating that emotional opening with you. The second mistake is trying to impress. Men think attraction is built by showing value, talking about achievements, experiences, status. But here's where most men get it wrong. Attraction isn't built by proving you're interesting. It's built by making her feel interesting. The subconscious calculation flips completely. Instead of do I like him, her mind shifts to why do I feel different around him. So instead of telling her something impressive, you ask, calmly, what's something people usually misunderstand about you? Now watch what happens. Her tone softens. Her body leans in slightly. Because now she's not performing. She's expressing. And expression is where connection begins. The third mistake is asking logical questions when attraction lives in emotion. Men stay in facts. Women respond to feelings. So when you ask factual questions, you stay on the surface. But when you ask emotionally framed questions, you create depth instantly. Instead of asking, do you like traveling? You say, what's a place that changed you a little after you experienced it? Now you're not asking for information. You're inviting a memory. And memory carries emotion. So emotion creates imprint. And imprint is what she remembers later, when she's alone. Now number 4. This is the one men always misunderstand. The mistake here is being afraid of tension. Men either avoid it, or they overdo it. But controlled tension is attraction. Without it, everything stays polite, safe, forgettable. The translation in her mind is immediate. There's no edge here, no polarity. So instead of staying neutral, you introduce a slight challenge, calm, playful, grounded. You ask, what's something you do that you know you probably shouldn't, but you enjoy it anyway? Now notice the structure. You're not accusing. You're not interrogating. You're opening a door to her rebellious side. And when she steps into that space, she's no longer in social mode. She's in instinct. That's where attraction lives. But here's the key. You don't react too strongly to her answer. You stay grounded. Because your stability is what makes her feel safe exploring that edge. The fifth mistake is rushing the conversation. Men push forward too quickly, question after question, trying to maintain momentum. But attraction doesn't grow in speed. It grows in rhythm. Silence is part of that rhythm. So instead of filling every gap, you allow space. You ask something like, "What kind of moments make you feel most like yourself?" Then you listen. And when she finishes, you don't immediately respond. You hold eye contact for a second longer than usual. Then you say, quietly, "That makes sense. That's it." No over-analysis. No long response. Because what you're doing is anchoring the emotion, not breaking it. The sixth mistake is seeking approval. Men ask questions that position them lower, trying to be liked, trying to be accepted. But attraction doesn't grow from approval seeking. It grows from presence. So instead of asking, "Do you think that's weird?" or "Is that okay?" you ask something grounded. You seem like someone who notices details. Am I right or completely off? Now this does something powerful. It invites her to step into your frame. She's responding to your perception, not evaluating your worth. And that shift changes everything. Because now, you're leading the interaction. And leadership, when it's calm and natural, creates emotional safety. Which brings us to the seventh mistake. And this one is subtle. Men try to create attraction through words alone. But words only work when they match your energy, your tone, your presence. This is where most men collapse the entire interaction. Because there's a mismatch. And women are emotional lie detectors. They don't listen to what you say. They feel whether it aligns. If your words are confident, but your body is tense. If your question is bold, but your tone is uncertain. She feels it instantly. And that breaks the connection. Masculine presence isn't loud. It isn't dominant in an aggressive way. It's calm, grounded, initiating without needing validation. It's the ability to ask a question and be completely at ease with whatever answer comes. Now here's where it all comes together. These questions aren't magic. They don't work because of the words themselves. They work because of how they shift her emotional state, from surface to depth, from logic to feeling, from safety to curiosity. And once she enters that emotional space, attraction begins to build naturally. Not forced, not manufactured, but felt. So let me ask you something. Which of these shifts hit you the hardest? Was it the pause, the tension, or the way you frame your questions? Drop it in the comments. And if you're starting to see how these subtle changes completely alter the interaction, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because what we're building here is something most men never learn. But this is only half the equation. Because creating emotional connection is one thing. Turning that into physical connection is something entirely different. And if you don't understand that transition, everything you build here stays stuck in conversation. So in the next video, I'll show you exactly how to turn this into powerful physical connection, starting with how to hug her so she melts. And once you understand that, you'll realize something most men never do. Attraction was never about what you say. It was always about what she feels when she's around you.